Hi, I'm Stan Musick. We're about 40 miles south of Atlanta, and this is the home of Air Base Georgia, which is part of the Commemorative Air Force. The Commemorative Air Force is an organization that was formed in 1957 to preserve the military history of aviation in World War II and those era of airplanes. In fact, this aircraft was the very first one the Commemorative Air Force ever owned.
AOPA keeps flying safe, accessible, and fun by protecting your freedom to fly. We are the most trusted one-stop resource for all things related to general aviation. Become an AOPA pilot today.
Our idea is to preserve in flying condition as many of the aircraft from World War II that we can. A lot of what we do is rides as well as air shows and other events, and that brings the aircraft out, and our goal is to get it in front of people so that they can realize what it was, how the U.S. came about with the air power of World War II, and to let people see the progression. We've said sometimes the difference between looking at a stuffed bird and watching a real bird in flight is the difference between seeing a Mustang or a Corsair or a similar aircraft in a museum versus listening to it, seeing it, and feeling it in flight. That for us is the difference. It's a debate that people get into. Should you fly these old airplanes? Most of us that fly them do it because we love them, because we love the history. It's easy to show where newer airplanes are far superior for combat, for fun, for other things, but you cannot beat the history. You cannot beat the incredible progress that was made in a short amount of time with these aircraft. This occurred probably 15, 18 years ago. We had been either going to or coming from an air show, and at the time I lived in Mississippi. I had the Mustang parked out in front of the hangar doing the things we do to get ready. The car stops, backs up, pulls in. This elderly gentleman in a bathrobe and pajamas gets out, and he comes up and he starts talking to me, and he said, "I used to fly those." And he was a World War II veteran that had flown Mustangs. And he got up on the airplane, and we put him in the airplane, and you could watch the years melt away. Closed the canopy, and he sat there, and we just all kind of backed off and watched him for a few minutes, and it was magical. And then I became friends with him, and I took him for a ride in the Mustang several different times, and he ended up passing away, as many of the elderly folks do, but it was just such an experience to see how he transformed when he got back in there. And that's one of the things we see a lot. People get in the airplane, they flew when they were young, and then they become young again even though they're old. That's one of the things I was very lucky with. I got to spend time around World War II veterans, gentlemen that flew the airplane in combat in World War II. The cool thing now is we get to introduce the airplane to young people now who may or may not even know what it is. And then we talk with them about the history, the difference it made, the engineering, the incredible technological advances that were made during World War II, leading up to and during World War II. And it's fascinating to take these airplanes and show them to younger people and expose them. I take people flying all the time who have a variety of backgrounds. A lot of military test pilots, a lot of guys. I have people who've flown the best that the Air Force has to offer. And they get out from the Mustang and they look at me and they say, "That's the highlight of my existence. That's the best day of my life." As people say, you got to have a reason to get out of bed in the morning, and the CAF has become that for me. It has become a huge portion of my life.